the 49ers opened up Dee Ford's practice window on Thanksgiving, Thursday, and hope that he can play against the Vikings. They don't really ask that much of him. He doesn't have to be in the greatest shape. I mean, they had what, 10 snaps, something
Right.
like that. And they're important plays. There's third and long, those kind of stuff. He's had success against the Vikings in the past. If they have Dee Ford, what would that mean to the 49ers in this game?
It's such a big boost. They have been getting next to nothing from the bookend opposite of Bosa. And
Right.
in getting that very minimal production, have been forced to get creative with Bosa in moving him around the line, in finding the best matchups for him to be able to take advantage and dominate in the way that he has been able to do so far. I believe that it is worrisome to be so reliant on one talent. You really want to have some balance there because some defense, some defensive coordinator will come up with a sufficient plan to hold Bosa in check. And without a balance on the other side, then you begin to worry. I think that Dee Ford is capable of adding something to the mix. You see flashes, very small, I admit, but flashes from Samson Ebukam recently, maybe one or two. But Charles Omenihu seems to have a pressure or a QB hit in him. And if through the combination of those three players you can accumulate just a handful of QB hits and additional pressures and force more of the offense towards Bosa, I think that could be a big boon for the 49ers.
They're saying your mic's a little low. Can you turn it up a little bit? Anyway, see what you if you can.
I think I
Um,
might be able to.
okay. The Dee Ford would be huge. Here's the thing. They have like this. They have Arden Key now. Arden Key's found money. They didn't know what they have with him. He's a defensive tackle. They move him inside. He's an interior pass rusher, and he's their best one they have. He's a better interior pass rusher than Eric Armstead. No offense, but Arden Key's actually good. He's got 3 sacks in his last 3 games. He's an asset. So if you have Bosa on one end, Key in the middle, a third rusher, and you would allow Eric Armstead to be what he was in 2019, which was the fourth guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hey, now you got a real pass rush. So Dee Ford, if he could come back and be what they pay him, they've given him more than $40 million. So I think he's played less than 500 snaps, including the playoffs. So if he could come back and give him, a sack or two, that would really help. Because I think we're going to talk about the keys of this game, but any path to victory for the 49ers includes like sacking Kirk Cousins a lot. So Dee Ford, you
Yes.
got to play. Yeah.
I'm going to do the test here so that people can let me know if the mic is good in the comments. But I think that
I can't do
credit to
it.
D'Amico Ryans for moving Arden Key inside. I mean, that
Yep.
I would not have thought that would have resulted in the new renewed pass rush from him because it doesn't appear that he has the build for it. But for whatever reason, it works. And it was a found gold discovery and much needed because, to your point, Eric Armstead on his own from the interior doesn't seem to produce that consistent pass rush. Once you lost DeForest Buckner
Right.
pairing on the inside, it didn't seem to have the same effect.
Key can't stop the run in there, but on third down, as a guy you just bring in for, to rush the quarterback, he's good. He's an asset. He's their second best
Yes.
pass rusher on the team right now. If Dee Ford could come in and replace him, knock him down to 3, and have Armstead be 4, I mean, it's not 2019, but it's pretty good. Arden Key's not
It,
exactly he's not exactly DeForest Buckner, but
he is
he's
not.
got that like ability to. He's got the long arms. He can kind of get low. He can swim, do the swim move. I mean, he's way thinner and smaller, but he looking like a poor man's DeForest Buckner out there on pass rush down. So good for Arden Key. Dee Ford would be a huge addition. But
It
I
would.
mean, honestly, what do you expect though? Honestly, what do you expect though? Hasn't played in a month.
Right.
It's Dee Ford.
I can't imagine that he goes more than a couple of games before we're back into a situation where he needs to rest the back. It just seems to be a recurring issue, and kudos for him for deciding to give it a go again. My hope is that he's consulted with doctors and
Yeah.
that there's no considerable risk to his future in doing so. But it's a wear and tear type of issue that's going to need maintenance. So you hope that they're able to get him for some key games, potentially then get him some rest down the stretch in the hopes that the Niners can make the playoff push and have him available for that. Because it would be such a shame to use him during the regular season, have the back flare up, and then be forced into a situation where they're not as dominant within the playoffs.
Well, here's the way I see it going with Dee Ford the rest of his tenure, because I think he's going to be on the team next year too. They restructured his contract, and it's going to make it tough to get rid of him.
Yeah, there's no advantage to releasing him.
I don't think so. So what's gonna happen is like he's gonna play, and he's gonna get hurt again, and then he'll rehab, and he's gonna come back, and he's gonna play, and it's gonna he'll give you 3-4 games, and then he'll be out for 3-4 games, and then he'll come back, and the Niners will continue paying him millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he'll say, it's it hurts, but I'm gonna have this injury one way or another, so I'll just keep making money and I'll keep playing, and I'm not like I want to be healthy. I'm doing everything I can. It's not my fault. So I'll just control what I can control, rehab, play, and say la vie. That's the Niners' fault for thinking this wasn't an issue. Basically,
yeah, and really the only thing you could criticize is if you are holding the roster spot and letting go of someone that could have added value elsewhere. Because I think the dead money is a dead issue now. They've moved around as much of it as they can. If they cut him, I believe next year's dead money would be the same as if keeping him. So if he can contribute, might as well get some snaps. And
that's why they held on to Jalen Hurts for so long. It's like cutting him didn't help them. It's just giving up. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So Dee Ford, would love to see you do something.